Welcome back to the channel. I'm Coach Winnie and we got a couple of games for you today. Now, I was on vacation, so I have a bit of a hiatus. Got some new equipment, I got a new camera, and we upgraded our wonderful mic. ASMR with Winnie. Settle down! Anywho, I have a bit of an OCD problem when it comes to editing videos. If one of my cameras dies because of the battery, I don't set it up right, or something just generally going wrong, I have a hard time motivating myself to actually edit that video because I know it's not quote-unquote perfect. Not that my videos are very perfect anyways. This one's going to be a little different. I did not have my mic set up. I tried utilizing a live stream camera. We did do this test about give or take a month ago, and it kind of, the footage looked like this.
Wasn't even worried about it. He just couldn't resist to shoot.
Riveting stuff. But for those of you that did watch the stream and give me feedback on that it didn't work, I appreciate it. The next week later, which will be the second game we'll be reviewing, I did try to test out and I bought a gigantic tripod to send it above the boards so hopefully the AI tracking would work, but half the time the AI would work and the other time it would find a random player and they would go for a change and it would just be watching the other team on the bench, which is not very fun and kind of makes me feel a little bit like a creeper just spying on the other team, but what are you gonna do? The first game we got is the Timber Rattlers versus the Carp. This was my first shutout, so boom! The only unfortunate part of it is I set up my cameras wrong. One of them I set up correctly, which looks like this. And the second one is I kind of set it up and I accidentally disabled one of my modifications on my GoPro and it looks like this.
Guess what? He missed it.
It's like watching a fisheye lens through a kaleidoscope. On to the next game, game 9. Now, instead of just doing the typical just watch the goals and the plays happen, I'm going to do goal against coaching analysis. So I'm going to look at what happened with each goal, both for and against us, and then give my feedback and 2 cents as to how could have been prevented or what could the teams done to do better. So I'll see you on the ice. First goal of the game. This is against the Timber Rattlers are Team Black, Dust Devils are Team Orange. Let's see what happens. Alright, nice tap and goal there. Alright, so what occurred here? So playing this back here, first it was a great pass to the slot. Looking at what I'm doing now, so if you're looking at where the shot's coming from, the shot is coming from the perfect. So the shot is coming from here, which is perfectly in the middle of the slot, and I am doing a fairly decent job staying square to the puck and not the player, so making sure I'm square to that puck as the shot comes in. So that looks great. However, what happens is this player to the right, let's go ahead and circle him quick. So this guy right here, this is the dangerous player that actually scores the goal. So I do a great job of getting the initial save, but then it rebounds off to the right, and then that guy cleans it up and taps it in. So what could we have done differently? Let's take a look. As this play develops on, all right, I'm gonna stop it there. So what happens is I take too long at this point. Like, I don't know why I'm still looking down. If you're looking at my eyes, or at the back of my head, I suppose, I'm looking straight down, just boop. Looking down. Essentially, I was tracking the puck, it hit my pads, and for whatever reason, this is like a split second after the initial shot, I should be already looking around and feeling or moving. So what I should have done is as soon as I felt that puck go to the right, I should be bolting and trying to do a butterfly slide straight to that post to cover it, just in case anyone was backdoor. Now, many of you are probably asking, well, that wasn't really your fault, Winnie. You got, you got the initial save, and it was a tap in. That guy should have been covered by our wonderful defenseman right there. I have 3 rules of goaltending. First rule is see puck, stop puck. Second rule is never, ever, ever blame your teammates, defenders, anyone. Rule 3 is the score is always 0-0 to keep your mentality in the game. I will make a bigger video on that in the future. But in this case, my defenseman was watching where the puck was going. Head wasn't on a swivel, so could he have tied up this orange player? Yes, but at the same time, that's all right. No matter what, hockey is a game of mistakes. The team that makes the fewest mistakes wins. And if your team plays perfectly, you have no reason to have a goalie. You don't need a goalie. We don't have a job if our team is perfect. Looking at this play further, I would take a half a second too late to make a decision. And even if we go into the play a little bit here, like right here, I notice where the puck was, and then I start to motion towards that post, but at this point it is far too late. The shot has already been released. I did not see the release of this shot, aka rule 1, see puck, stop puck, and it went in. Huzzah. All right, on to the next play. All right, looks like this goal is for us. Oh, that's unfortunate. For the goalie, anyways. I'm pro goalie. I love goalies. Even if I'm playing against them, whenever you get 5-hole, it always hurts. But let's take a look as to what occurred here. All right, so the first thing that occurs is the goalie gains depth, which is they do a fantastic job doing. All right, so looking at the very first part, the goalie comes out, gains depth to cut off the angles of the initial shot. And then right here they come planted. So this is perfect right now. So if we're looking at this goalie, right? The orange goalie is got his furthest skate, goes out to here. His farthest point of his body, which is around here, his shoulder. I'll use the shoulder. It's going out here. So pretty much straight on with the player holding the puck. And if that shot was to come off and at that point towards the net, he's both his legs are within the triangle or zone of attack, so he has the most coverage right now, can make that save. So this part is fine and dandy. However, if we're looking at the initial retreat back into the net, so on the initial retreat right there, they do a C cut. Sorry, I moved my stuff around there. So they did a C cut with their right skate. Right there. On goaltending, especially on breakaways or retreats, you should almost never C-cut. What happens is your entire upper torso will rotate whatever foot you C-cutted with. So in this case, it's the right foot. And now if we're looking at the squareness of where the goalie is squared to, the goalie is now square here. So he's square to all of his players on the blue line. They are not square with where the puck is, which if we take a look at that trajectory now, only the very edge of their foot is within that angle. So this is a very low percentage of making that save. Now they are actively going back, but instead I would rather have them do a pivot and do a minor pivot to make sure that they're square. And just rotate and cut back, not do a C cut, but just kind of cut and pivot with their left foot, and then do minor shuffles, so side shuffles with the play as the play kind of comes into the zone. That way they're always square and covering the max amount of net. Now, last piece of advice on this one is the feet of what happened here. The feet kind of got pushed in at the heels. They went out inwards. For where your feet are, your feet actually should go outwards. So it's almost like, imagine you're having a string attached to your skates and you're pulling them out. This is flaring the hips. So flaring the hips will then close your pads. And then you'll also want to squeeze in with your abductor muscles, and you want to squeeze your knees together. So feet come out and your knees go in. Now, this is really difficult and it takes a lot of flexibility and a lot of time. So if you are a goalie and you don't have that flexibility yet, it is okay. The second rule to this would be your stick. Now for the stick should always be on the ice in front of your 5-hole. So even if you have a bad butterfly, whether you hit a chip of ice or your pads weren't put on right or whatever the reason may be, your stick should always be on the ice, so that way if you do have a bad butterfly, it'll deflect off the stick and go into your chest. In this case, when the goalie drops for their butterfly, they leave their hands up. So a lot of times you want to keep your hands down, and then when you butterfly, a lot of goalies kind of like leave their hands up and do this kind of a shrug thing, which then the stick's not on the ice, and you can get 5-hold. So hands always down. I like to put tension. I don't know if I can show that with anything, but I like to put tension in my knuckle and always force it down into the ice to make sure I know it's always on the ice. But I make that mistake many times myself. So that's what I would do on this play. On to the next one. All right, next play. We win it to the corner. Pass to point. D-to-D pass. All right. Point takes a shot and gets blocked, goes to the other point, and bar down. Dang, that's a nice shot. All right, so right here, so this is where the shot comes off. So I mentioned earlier the first rule of goaltending, or to, how easy goaltending is. It's not. The first rule is see puck, stop puck. In this case, we have, if we're looking at where our goalie is, so I'm going to take a line from the puck to the far post and from the puck to the near post. Looking at the goalie, perfectly square, perfectly in line with the shot, beautiful. Wouldn't ask for anything else. The issue, though, is the two defensemen. So looking at the defensemen here, these two are in the exact lane of the shot, and all they're doing is they're being an active screen to that goalie. So if he doesn't see the shot come off of the ice, they won't be able to track it. And if you try to track a puck when it's already through the air, you're not going to stop it. If I was these two defensemen, you should be looking for, or maybe it's a defenseman and a center, you should be looking for the most dangerous player, which our most dangerous player is Nate the Great, who is right here. If that shot goes through, that goalie makes that save and rebounds, it'd be just like the goal that went against me. I just clean it up and put it in. So I would probably have one of these players, probably this 8 that's skating, or even 22. One of them should be going and tying up, or being next to, being a presence to that player over there. And the second player should probably just kind of come over straight into slot, cover that just in case anyone creeps in there for a secondary shot. That would let the goalie see the entire shot come through. They'd see it and they'd be able to make the save. But not much the goalie could have done in this circumstance. All right, goal 4 is against me. Cuts around. Oh, got 5-hold. Covering the post. Watching him go through. Tracking other post, nice. All right, so right here. So first thing is we triple commit. So if we're looking at this play here, we have one player who is already covering, player with the puck. So he's already covering him. Great. But the next player, so I have my other defenseman here covering the slot, they're also watching that player, but who's the most dangerous player? It's this guy. That guy's the most dangerous one. So should be head on a swivel, look for the most dangerous player, aka that individual, and tie them up. So that's how this opportunity came to be. But now that we know how the opportunity came about, what could I have done to actually, make the save? Because it happened. So let's keep playing here. All right, so right here in this play, their back was turned, and I, again, see puck, stop puck, rule 1, did not really see what they were going to do when they were positioned in front. So right here, I could see that they got possession of the puck. But then by the time I saw it flat on their stick and I'm actually square with it, all my momentum is going to the right. So all of my momentum for this play is going this direction because I anticipated that play, that passing play, to come over here. So I sent my way that direction. Now, if I don't plant myself with my foot right here, so this, I make a plant right there with my foot to make sure I don't slide out of my net, which is the right play. However, the unfortunate part is I read that he was just going to keep controlling the puck, not do a backhand. So that player just does a quick little backhand shot, ends up hitting me right in the boot, and I get 5-hold. Yep. So what I could have done is, even though I did that pivot to make sure I didn't slide out of the crease, which was correct, I could have been a lot faster with my pivot and slam my pads down. I didn't. They punished me. Kudos to that player. All right, goal Jeez. All right, no, that was goal 4. All right, so this is goal 5. Another goal against. Third period. Oh, that's unfortunate. I remember this one. So this one, in candidness, I thought that their player was shoving. Well, they were on top of my left pad, so I couldn't pick up my foot to shuffle across or to do a butterfly slide across, and so I thought it was like goaltending interference. So if you notice, I'm having a nice, wonderful, like eye-on-eye contact. Look at this! Look at this beam. We locked eyes for like a solid 3-4 seconds because I thought they were going to call that it was not a goal because, you know, goaltender interference. However, looking back at it in the moment, and again, this is why you don't want to complain and to refs and what you think is like just ask for clarification or whatever. Again, I was having a rough day today, or this day. But looking back at the play, like, they were playing the puck. They skated at the puck. He was not pushing or shoving my pads in the least. Maybe he took a stride and it ended up pushing me a little bit. But more or less, if I was the ref, I would have made the same exact call. So I was wrong. Now, what could I have done differently in this play? Well, I could have, as he was coming across, I could have done a very, very quick butterfly slide if I could, going straight to this corner. I tried to get my blocker in front of it and cut off the angle with my arms, but didn't happen. It went in. It was a good play. I almost got there too with the leg flare. I almost had the leg flare. Like, I just had to flare my hips a little bit more. Look at. Just like, see, a leg's not flare. See, need to make it like Ric Flair. Woo! And I did not. I did not flare my hip here. See this? If I would have flared my hip even a little bit, it would have hit my pad and gone out and not deflected and gone in. So, anyways, kudos again. On to the next goal. All right, another goal against. Pass up to the point. Oh. Super unlucky on my part. Either this was like a 3,000 IQ play by their point defender or by their pointsman making the shot, but that was amazing. Let's take a look. All right, so if we're looking at it, we got the guy with the puck. We got orange with the puck right here. Now, if you're taking a look, I'm getting into position and making sure I'm square with the puck and not the player. Hence is why I'm a little off-centered there, and I'm going straight square with the puck. My defender over here is doing a fantastic job staying out of my way so I can actually see the release of the puck. Again, rule 1, see puck, stop puck. It's that easy. But my defender stays out of the way so that way I can see the release and actually track it. Fantastic. But what ends up happening... He shoots. I am reading that shot. I'm reading it all day. I see it. I saw the release. I see that this shot is going to the right. I know it's going to the right. It's heading to the right. Heck, it might not even be on net at this point, but there's a lot of traffic, so I then move my body to the right. So watching this develop... Now, it perfectly places and nicks the shaft of my defender's stick and then bounces top corner. Like, you can't make that up. Like, oh, so I'm going against the grain now. I'm going to the right. The puck's going to the left. It deflects off my defender's stick and it goes in. I mean, either if that was an on-purpose shot and that's what you were going for, oh my gosh, get drafted tomorrow to the NHL. But I'm going to assume it was a lucky bounce. That one did make me sad. And my yeah, he is so sad. Oh well. Alright, next one. Oh, a breakaway. Oh, and I got bamboozled. Alright, oh, that was the last goal of the game. What was that, 5-2? Alright, let's back it up here and take off. Alright, so, yeah, this was a shorty too, a short-hander. Alright, so... facing breakaways, so I'm making sure that I'm square with the puck again. Again, that's one of the big 3. I'm square with the puck. If shootout tips and tricks, I'll make another one on this in regards to this. If a player, so if we're looking at this player right now, take a look at this player. If we're looking at their stick, now if their stick is pointed at you, if the toe's pointed directly at you, so like a straight line, boom, it's like that. They're going to dangle all day. They're going to dangle. They're going to try to make you bite on something, and they just want you to get out of the way, and they'll just go around you and score. If, on the other case, their stick is flat, so if their stick is flat and it's horizontal to you, so their blade is now pointing at you, so you can see the full flatness of their blade, then they're going to be looking to take a shot. So in this case, his stick is effectively pointing at me the entire way through, and I stayed on my feet for as long as I could, and then at the very last second, again, this is at the very top of my crease, I swore he was going to shoot. Thought it was going backhand, thought he was going to do anything at this point. But what he ended up doing, which was brilliant, by the way, kudos, he ended up doing a toe drag right in front of me, and he pulled the puck over to here, which I don't know who toe drags at the very top of a crease, but yeah, he toe dragged me and then just put it in behind. So amazing play. Didn't think he was going to have the time to do that. Now, what could I have done to prevent that, even though I bit? So even though I bit and I probably played it, I would say 90% of players would not be able to pull that off. Don't get a big head if you're watching this. Anywho's, but what I could have done here is once the player was to the very top of my crease, like this is the danger zone right now. Like I could have effectively right here stick or poke checked and just poked it off of his stick, and then he wouldn't have been able to stick handle anymore, and the deed's done. So should have probably stick checked it or poke checked it there, but it was the end of the game. We were already down, was it 2-4 at this time? So Timber Rattlers received their first loss, 2-5. Sad day, womp, but it's fine.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Thanks again for watching. If you liked the coach analysis, let me know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe, all that fun jazz. We'll see you in the next one.